Let's review this one when you come to class. Now you should notice that this bottom right does factor, but let's do that when you come back. And let's move on to what we call complex fractions, okay? Now complex fractions just means that you have a fraction within a fraction. What you need to do is just figure out what the common denominator is in both cases. For example, in the numerator, you should see that the common denominator is an x, right? In fact, let's do this down here. Let's write numerator. Okay? And let's give everything an x, that it's missing an x. So for example, this one's missing an x, and that one's missing an x, and that one's fine. So the numerator becomes x squared minus 4x plus 3. The denominator is now x. So I just gave it the common denominator. The same thing happens with the denominator here. Okay? The denominator in this case, the common denominator, would also be an x. So this one's missing an x, this one's missing an x, and this one's fine. So the numerator is x squared plus 3x minus 4. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to divide. Okay? So I divide by flipping the second fraction. Alright? So I'm going to take my numerator, x squared minus 4x plus 3 over x. I'll flip the second one, x over x squared plus 3x minus 4. And I'm going to cancel. Well, first I'm going to factor what I can factor. I'm going to notice that the top does factor to x minus 3, x minus 1. The bottom is x. And over here, this bottom factors to x plus 4, x minus 1. The x minus 1's cancel, the x minus 1's cross cancel, and the x's cancel. You're left with x minus 3 over x plus 4 as your final answer. Okay, we're going to find one more to do, and then we can do a couple more in class when you get here. Let's flip through and let's go to the very last problem on the back. On the last problem on the back, we're going to go ahead and factor the denominators first. The bottom left factors to x plus 5 and x plus 6. Then you factor the right denominator, x plus 4 and x plus 5. Once you get your denominators factored, you need to decide what your common denominator is. You always bring down both parts of the first fraction. After you bring down both parts of the first fraction, you need to decide if anything is extra or different in the next one. If you compare these two to the bottom two I already have an x plus 5, which means all I need to bring down is the x plus 4. After you complete that, you need to go back up and see what was missing. Comparing x plus 5 and x plus 6 to my common denominator, I will notice that it's missing the x plus 4. Because it's missing the x plus 4, I need to also put it in the numerator. When I compare these bottom two, I notice that it's missing an x plus 6. Because it's missing an x plus 6, I put it in the denominator and I put it in the numerator. Now I'm going to rewrite the numerator. So I bring down my original x, and I also bring down the x plus 4 that it needs. I bring down my minus sign and my 5. But the 5 needs an x plus 6. After we've made it this far, please do not try to cancel out the x plus 4 and the x plus 4 and the x plus 6 and the x plus 6. You have to distribute in before you start canceling things. So we'll get x squared plus 4x minus 5x minus 30. Make sure your signs are correct. Over x plus 5 and x plus 6 and x plus 4. Combine your like terms on the top. So you get x squared minus x, when you combine your like terms, minus 30. The denominator stays the same. The last thing you need to do is refactor the numerator. So after you do all of your distributing and your combining, you see if you can factor the numerator. This will factor to x minus 6 and x plus 5, so you want to do so. The reason that that is beneficial is because your x plus 5 in your numerator cancels with your x plus 5 in the denominator. The x minus 6 does not cancel with the x plus 6 because they're different binomials. Final answer is x minus 6 over x plus 6 and x plus 4.